Hi guys, I'm Anita and I'm back with another video, and today it's time for my April TBR. March has been a pretty hectic month with books. I've been reading a lot of books, but I also had a very big TBR last month and I didn't get to all of them, but I got to a lot of them. So let's start out by talking about the challenges that I set for myself with my different TBR picks and stuff, and how I did with those. First off, the book that has been on my TBR on GOODREADS for a long time, like they're in like the books that I picked for that are in like top 50 on that list, was Anew by Chelsea Fine. And I started it, I think I listened to the first hour and a half maybe, but I just realized this is not at all a book that I was interested in any longer. So I DNF'd it, but I'm still counting it as I tried to read it, I DNF'd it, but I feel like that still counts because I did give it a try. And for the TBR pick, I picked that I had to read a short book from a TBR, and at the time I didn't have the book because it was like on the way there. It got to me the next day, basically, after filming it, and that was Every Heart a Doorway by Sean McGuire. I have read it and I've enjoyed it, and I'm going to be talking about it in my wrap-up really soon. I think it will already be up on my channel tomorrow maybe. And then I also set myself a challenge to read a Kindle book. This is the bottom of my Kindle. These are books that I read back then, and this is where they start with books that I haven't read. For my February read, I had to read Hidden by Kendra Elliott. I didn't do that yet, so this is still on my TBR. And then for March, I had to read Runes, that one, which I haven't read either. I think it's Edna Walker. You'll see it on the cover here when I put it up. Now, yeah, as I said, the only TBR challenge I didn't complete this month was my Kindle books, so I still have to read 2 Kindle books. I also still have the TBR pick from February, which was Glitter and Cold by Rachel Mead. Because of the BookTube SFF Awards read-alongs, I had to postpone it, and I still have to postpone it. Maybe I'll get to it by the end of this month, but we'll see about that. So now let's get into April's challenges. Oh yeah, and also have a challenge to sort of finish 10 series where there's more than one book left of that series, and I started it before 2017. And so far I've only finished 1 series that fit that challenge, but I'm working on some other series that I think I'll be able to finish hopefully soon, so that they take some spots off that challenge list. But as of right now, I haven't. The next 2 books that are on the bottom of my Kindle books are some I am not interested in reading at all anymore. One of them is actually a second book in the series, so that doesn't really work well because I haven't read the first one. And the other one is a book that I really have no interest in any longer. So I'm going to skip those 2, and then I'm gonna be trying to read Reaping Me Softly by, who is it? Kate. This is so small that I can't see it, but I'll leave a cover here so you can see the cover as well as the author's name. So that will be my Kindle challenge. My TBR pick from the TBR jar, let's see what it's gonna be. I picked a piece of paper. This is a serious first. For that challenge, I'm going to pick A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. This is the first book in the Darker Shade Magic trilogy, I think it's called. So yeah, this is going to be my TBR pick for the month. I'm pretty sure I'll be getting to it because of other things, and yeah. And as for the TBR on GOODREADS, I'm not actually really sure which book I'm gonna get to there. So I haven't picked a book for that yet. So we'll see if I get around to something that can fit that challenge when we get to next month's TBR. So we'll see if I've found something to read from there by the end of this month. Hopefully I will. As I said last month, I've been taking part in the BookTube SFF Awards read-alongs, and last month I had to basically read all of the books for the read-alongs because I hadn't read any of the books beforehand. The next books I'm going to talk about are the 5 April read-alongs for the BookTube SFF Awards. In the adult category, the April read-along is going to be A Gathering of Shadows by V.E. Schwab. And for the YA category, the read-along in April will be Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. For the middle grade category, the read-along is going to be Hidden Oracles by Rick Riordan. This is the first book in the Trials of Apollo series. I've already read this one, so I don't have to read this again. I enjoyed it. But it's probably been my least favorite Rick Riordan book so far. I still gave it a 3.5 out of 5 stars, so I didn't hate it. But I'm not gonna read that. For the graphic novel category, we're going to be reading Descender Volume 2. And I recently read Descender Volume 1, so I just have to get Descender Volume 2 so I can get to that book. And finally, for the short fiction category, the book that's nominated for that is Edge Dancer by Brandon Sanderson, but as I'm understanding, I have to read a lot of Brandon Sanderson books to not be spoiled by what's written in this short book. So I'm not going to be reading that right now because I'm currently trying to work my way through Brandon Sanderson's books, so it'll be pretty sad if I'm being spoiled about what is going to happen later on. I'm not sure exactly where this one is going. I think this is part of the Stormlight Archives short fictions, but I'm not sure. So I'm gonna skip this category for this month, which is a little sad, but yeah. So obviously I have those books for the BookTube SFF Awards that I have to read, and therefore before I get to those I have to read A Darker Shade of Magic and 6 of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. I've just started in on 6 of Crows actually. I am 38 pages into it, and yeah. I'm also taking part in the Ripset readathon right now actually, and I'll leave a link to my April TBR up here in card symbols so you can see the books that I picked to read for this challenge. And if you see that, you'll probably see where I am on that TBR right now. But I feel like I've been doing pretty well so far, so that's good. Apart from these books, I also have a few others that I'd like to get to if I can manage it. And that is The Bone Witch by Rin Chupeco. I pre-ordered this and I recently got it. It took 14 days after the release date before I got it, but I'm really excited about this book and can't wait to get to it, so I want to try and fit it into my reading schedule for April, but it probably won't be off until after the Tone Trouble, because this is only, I think, 400 and something pages, so it doesn't work for that. Then I'm also going to be listening to the audio of the 5th season by N.K. Jameson. And apart from that, I'm currently working on The Golden Fool by Robin Hobb. I'm really close to finishing it. So I'll probably finish it Monday, I think, because I only have a little over an hour left of the audio and I'm really, really enjoying it and I can't wait to finish it. And yeah. Apart from this, I'm going to be participating in the Tome Tobble Readathon and I'll be uploading a Tome Tobble TBR in the coming week, so look out for that on my channel. Apart from these books, I also have a lot of library books to choose from still. I've gotten through some of them during the Barathon, but I still have a lot of books to read, and luckily I was able to renew most of them last time, but I have a couple that I have to hand in soon, so hopefully I'll be able to fit them into my reading schedule as well. These were all the books on my April TBR. Let me know in the comments down below what you're going to be reading in April and if you're going to be participating in any of the readathons as well. I'd also like to know that. And if you're going to be reading any of the books that I'm reading, let me know about that. Maybe we can do a body read with it. And yeah, if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video very soon. Goodbye.